I wanted to show a little application that I made following a video from Tichney. In this application, I basically summarized the data from the daily races in Gran Turismo Sport. So before I get into it, I'll show you where the data comes from. So I basically screen scraped all the data from GT Planet. So within here, you can go to Gran Turismo Sports, and then you'd have the daily races. And if you click on the daily races, you will see this week's daily races. And basically, I screen scraped all this section on race A, B, and C, put that in a proper data, and that feeds into the application that I'm going to show you. So the application is just here. It's publicly available to everybody. What I've done is, like I said, I scraped the data. The earliest data I can find is from the 18th of February 2019, and it goes up until this week. It doesn't automatically update at the moment, but at some stage I'm probably gonna build that in, that it automatically updates. So what you can do here is you can select what you're interested in the top, and then your summaries at the bottom. So for example, if you look at all data 2019, 20, and 21 for all races A, B, and C, all groups together. So the group other would include things like the go-karts, Formula One, etc. You would see that the most common track is the Autopolis International Racing Course, followed by Tsukuba and Suzuki. And then what you can, for example, see is that of all races, half of the races are made out of Group 3 and Group 4 races. Lots of other races, which we'll see, is mainly in Group A. And that most of the time it is a garage car, but often the cars are also provided. So for example, if we would now focus on race A only, you will see that Tsukuba is the track that has featured a lot of times, 16 times out of a total, actually I should put the total in, 16 times, way more often than any other track, followed by Autopolis and Suzuka. If you look at the race C, for example, we will see that Suzuka is the main race. And if you hover over these bars, you get some additional information. You can see here that Group 2, 4 times was there a Suzuka Group 2. There was 3 times a Group 3 and 6 times another. So Fuji International Speedway is second. And you can see that basically there is very much bias to certain tracks within Gran Turismo Sport daily races. You could, for example, also look at, if you're interested in Group 1 races, for example, where are they? So in the last 2 years, a bit more than 2 years, there have only been a handful of Group 1 races. If they're here, they're at La Satre or Spa. And then a few other ones, but it's not very often. It's always in race C, and it's always with a garage car. So if you're interested in Group 3 cars, Group 3 races, you see that the most common Group 3 race in Gran Turismo Sports is in Interlagos, Mount Panorama, and Catalunya, followed by Suzuka. And most of these races are in the race B, 50 times, and 30 times that was in race C. And the Group C races have always been garage cars. Basically, you select on the top what you want to include in your view. Let's look at all of these. I'm gonna deselect the tracks, and I'm interested in all the Autodromo Lago Maggiore circuits, and you can see this selection of tracks feature in this way in Gran Turismo, often as Group 3, sometimes as other, and you'll see that is very much the race A, often in race B, and most likely with a garage car. You can then also say, okay, let's have a look at race A for these particular tracks, and you see that it has been featured 7 times in total, always with a provided car. Sometimes this provided car was a group 4 car. So using this, you can just play with it and get some insights in what choices were made behind the scenes in the daily races. If you know where to find the older data, please send it in the comments so I can include it in this application. Also, if you want to see different layouts or different summaries or different bits and pieces, or you have found an error, just let me know in the comments. That's it. I'll put the link in the description so you can have a look. And this is my email address if you want to contact me. Cheers.